Hi guys, Mark here from Movement Physiotherapy and Fitness. In this video, we're going to be talking about pre-workouts and specifically talking about C4 Extreme. I've been into fitness for a long time, somewhere around 2010. Pre-workouts were really popular. So I've used many, tried many. For a while, I was really into it. But then I had a moment where I developed a bit of a negative relationship with them because back then these pre-workouts were filled up with a bunch of substances that are now prohibited, banned substances like DMAA, for example. So what would happen is back then I would train in the evening. So I would take a scoop of pre-workout somewhere around 6 or 7, and then have a workout, and then afterwards get home. And because of the amount of stimulants in the product, I would not be hungry for a couple of hours, and then I would also not be tired. I mean, I would train hard, and my body would be absolutely completely tired, devastated, and I would be laying in bed, no appetite, wanting to sleep, but my brain would be like super stimulated. I end up just looking at the ceiling for hours upon hours. So I had to make a decision at some point where, like, okay, I can get a couple of more reps out. Maybe I can, push myself a little bit more. But then afterwards, I sacrifice nutrients and sleep to be able to recover. So what's the point? Is this really a smart approach? And I stepped away from pre-workouts for a long time now. Recently, I got interested in them again, but more so from a ingredient perspective, to see what is actually in these products. Are they actually effective from a scientific standpoint? And is it worth investing and using these? So let's dive straight into it. Take a look at the label and see what the different ingredients are and what kind of amounts, and can you expect a good effect of it. I've used this a couple of times now, 2 or 3 times, and I can say subjectively, definitely gives you a good focus. You get the well-known, if you've used pre-workouts before, the sort of pins and needles, the stimulation, the paresthesia over your body. Whether you like that or not is very personal, I guess. And yeah, I feel really locked in and really enjoying working out. So I guess, if that is what you're looking for in a pre-workout, then the short answer is yes, it's a good product. Is that feeling of locked in just a effect caused by the dose of caffeine in it? Maybe. So let's take a look. So in the label, and I'll try to add the label and ingredients here as well. First off, we have beta-alanine in 2 grams. Now, beta-alanine is the building block of carnosine, helps you to buffer acid in muscles. It does increase physical performance, and it can increase lean mass gain as well. The standard dose for beta-alanine is somewhere between 2 and 6 grams. In this particular product, you will find 2 grams. So it's definitely below what we would consider an efficacious dose. Would have been better if there would be a higher dose in that. Why they don't, I'll try to shed some light on it as well, but let me go through the rest of the ingredients here. Next up, we have citrulline nitrate, which is basically just L-citrulline with a fancy patented name. They have 1 gram in 1 serving. The recommended dose for an efficacious dose of citrulline is about 2 to 5 grams. Sorry, that would be 6 to 8 grams. And there is another issue with this. So first of all, you would need about 6 times the dose out of this particular product to get a good efficacious dose. But then on top of that, the time for the citrulline to do its work is about an hour after ingesting, even though the product recommends you just take it about 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes before training. So once the actual citrulline kicks in, you might already be halfway through your workout. Then we get to creatine, creatine nitrate, also a patented substance here, NO3T, which again, the reason they do this is because it looks very fancy, it's very marketable, and it is a more water-soluble version of creatine, so it's easier to dilute in water, or sorry, to solve in water. But in terms of effectiveness, it is not known to be anywhere more effective than creatine monohydrate, for which the efficacious dose would be about 5 grams per day. And for these ingredients, many of the ingredients in pre-workouts, it's not only that you need an efficacious dose, which is a lot higher usually than what is in these products, but it's also you need to build up a certain level in your body. Like with creatine, you would be loading that into your body in a certain dose before you can start seeing the type of effects that you might want to achieve. Like potentially more muscular endurance, only happens when you use it for a certain amount of time, back to back, like day after day. So you'd be using this product for a couple of weeks straight every day in much higher dose than is in this particular prescription. Next up is caffeine at 200 milligram. This is a very powerful stimulant. Of course, we all know the way anhydrous is a concentrated form, powdered form of caffeine. Effective, it is effective in the dose that we see here, 200 milligrams. So it's a good ingredient. Then we have N-Acetyl Tyrosine at 200 milligram. Is also a little bit low. It's prescribed to be in a 500 to 2000 milligram dose. So you would have on the lower end, you would already need 2.5 times this dose. And then we have Huperzine. I'm not really familiar with this particular compound itself, but it's a 50 microgram dose, which is extremely low. And I do know that the efficacious dose is recommended to be 300 to 500 microgram daily. So 50 microgram is really questionable at the very least to see if this would do anything for you. So I'll be tempted to say this is probably more so some fancy add-on to make the label look good. In short, the dosages are just too low, and this is a problem that we see with a lot of pre-workouts. The more I look at the labels nowadays, the more I'm surprised at the dosages that they use, because they're just so low. I guess from a marketing standpoint, it makes sense, because if you would have the actual dosages that are prescribed, like one scoop here, it's 5.7 grams. So only the efficacious dose of creatine by itself would need that amount of a serving. Then on top of that, if you want to have 5 or 6 grams of beta alanine, the same for the citrulline, even more so. On top of that, the caffeine, etc. If you want to have those in, you will be, putting together a mega dose. And for a lot of people, that might not be very inviting to dilute that in water. But if you don't, then what do you get? You get a product with ingredients that might be good, but they're just underdosed. So you need to either increase the dose and take multiple scoops of the product, which if I take 2 or 3 scoops of this product, I'm dealing with 600 milligrams, so 6 grams of caffeine. Sorry, 600 milligrams of caffeine. Do I really want to ingest that to have a good workout? Because I'll be out of my mind the rest of the day. So the answer is no, I wouldn't. So that's why they compromise and put it into this product the way it is, which, okay, makes sense, but it decreases the value of the product. So what do we have? From a subjective standpoint, if you just want to have a energy boost, something that helps you lock in and gives you a bit of a stimulating feeling, then yeah, this is a good product. What I do like, there's no blends in there that for the ones that don't know, you can pretty much hide the actual dosages that you put in a product by putting a proprietary blend on the label. So next time you pick up a pre-workout, go ahead and take a look at the label, and you'll find there's a bunch of blends in there. Basically, what that means is, as a company, you can have a proprietary blend of creatine, beta-alanine, and citrulline, just like here, and you would put it in a proprietary blend, and that means you don't have to disclose the actual amount. So you can still market it as, look, we have all these ingredients, but then actually you just put it in dosages that have zero effect. And yeah, I think there should be a little bit more transparency on these type of products for that reason. For those that are interested, this product goes for somewhere between 25 and 50 bucks roughly. There are 30 servings in it. Worth a try. I think if you've never had any pre-workouts, you want to try one. I think this is a decent product, but for the same price, you could argue that you could just get the separate ingredients and mix them so that you have actual efficacious dosages of all those individual ingredients, without having to wire yourself to death with the amount of caffeine that you're ingesting, right? So I thought that might be valuable for you to know. Is this a recommended product from my point of view in terms of the value and what they are marketing? No. Is it a good, valuable product for if you just want to feel a bit wired when you go to the gym and pump out an extra rep or two? Yeah, probably. You can give that a try, but I would urge you to take the time to investigate other products with a similar price range, or do some due diligence and put the ingredients together yourself. So that's all I had for you today. If you like this video, you want to see more product reviews, go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And we have a couple of other product reviews as well. I'll link them below, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye.